What's up, traders? It's Mark here at DynoTrading coming at you with today's video recap. And hoo boy, what a powerful rally to close out the month of January, right? I've got the NASDAQ 100 queued up here for you, and we will also take a look at your favorite S&P 500. I know a lot of you guys love trading the SPY, so we'll take a look at both of these symbols. And what I find interesting is how just a couple of days of bullish price action can erase all of the doom and gloom, right? I mean, literally just a few days ago, the whole world was freaking out on Russia invading Ukraine, right? You guys remember that story. It's amazing how that story is no longer in the news, and Federal Reserve increasing interest rates. That story is also no longer in the news, right? Something that you have to detach yourself as traders is the news, okay? I hate to say that because I still think it's important to keep yourself up to speed on what's happening in the world around you. But if you're trading, man, you cannot pay attention to the news. Why? Because the market's going to tell you what the news is, right? It's sentiment, what I call market sentiment, that really dictates and drives these type of powerful moves. I mean, honestly, what's changed since 3 days ago? Right? Nothing. We still got 80 million people here in America unemployed. COVID is still running rampant. Inflation is still high. The everyday person is still struggling, right? Yet the market rallies. And I have to continuously say this to new and beginner traders, right? And that is, again, stop paying attention to the news during trading hours, okay? You can read the newspaper or catch up on your Yahoo Finance after the market closes, but when the market opens, what I like to do, get my morning coffee, start playing some jazz music, and just pay attention to what the charts are telling me. Because like I said, the charts are going to tell you what the market may want to do that day. Okay, so let's get into it, guys. This is the NAS 100. You know this is my favorite. If you trade Forex, your symbol is NAS 100. If you trade futures, your symbol is NQ. And of course, if you trade stocks, your symbol is QQQ. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to timestamp the stock market open, okay, which is not the same as the futures and Forex market open, okay? Always remember this, guys. The futures and Forex markets open a couple hours before. At least that's when the volume starts coming in. And remember, this green and red color band is a volume indicator. It detects volume coming in and volume going out. Okay, and one of the things that I force myself to do is whenever I come to my computer and the volume indicator is already showing a certain color, right? I just stay out until the color changes, because if I pipe this back a couple of ticks here, what you can see is that the volume indicator turned red at about 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, I'm not at my computer at 6 o'clock in the morning, but that's when the volume indicator turned red, right? So this is one of the reasons why I decide to just, if I miss it, I miss it. I'm not taking any shorts if I wasn't at the computer at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, you can if you want to. I mean, even if you took any of these shorts and lost a couple of bars trying to go short today, right? You still made it all back and then some as the market trended in the opposing, aka bullish direction. All right? So let's really zoom in here, and I want to show you guys the anatomy of what I would consider to be just a perfect textbook setup. And don't worry, if we have enough time in this video, I'm going to also come back and show you the S&P 500. I know a lot of you guys are trading the S&P and you love the S&P, but tomatoes, tomatoes. We all have our favorites, right? And if you've been watching the channel for any length of time, you know that I freaking love the NAS 100. So let's zoom in here, folks. All right, let's zoom in here at the morning session. You can see here on the x-axis, we're clocking in here at about 8:34 in the morning. All right, and one of the things you'll notice is there was about a 2-hour change or lag or gap between the time the volume indicator turned red, which was at 6:09, and between the time it turned green, which was at 8:34. So that's actually closer to 2.5 hours. Now, I've got a pretty cool text alert that comes directly to my cell phone on these color changes. For all you guys that actively use NinjaTrader, get in touch. I'd love to show you how this has been a huge time saver for me, right? because I don't want to be sitting at the computer for 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours waiting for the color change, right? Just give me an alert on the cell phone and tell me when I do need to come to the computer and pay attention. So anyway, what you're seeing right now is the vol indicator shifting from red into green, and it happens right on this bar right here, okay? I'm going to stop you for a second. I want to ask you guys, I want to test if you've been following along here. What is the definition of this bar? Give you a couple of seconds. All right. This bar is called the signal bar. Makes sense? I hope that's obvious, and that's because this bar right here is where the signal appeared. Okay? And the bar to the right of it, which would be this bar right here, is the entry bar. Makes sense? And these two bars here have to show up back to back. If there's any gaps or if the market ends up taking off and you come to your computer over here, just forget it, man. You missed it, you missed it, okay? And the reason for saying that is, look, man, you guys got to get disciplined with your trading. I feel that that's still a reason that a majority of you guys are not able to find success. You just have to stick to the rules. This is a mechanical trend following strategy and set of rules, okay? And this volume indicator is designed to remove all of the emotions behind your trading, right? It's basically designed to force you to become like basically like a trading robot. So anyway, back to the chart. Can you guys tell me, all right, what's missing now from this chart? We've got the signal bar, right? We've got the entry bar. What's missing? Okay, and if you said, hey Mark, the stop loss is missing from the chart, then congrats, you got it correct. There's always 3 elements, ladies and gentlemen, to every potential entry, and this can be applied to any trading strategy or trading indicator in the world, right? You got to have a signal, got to have an entry, and you got to place your stop loss. But you know what? 90% of you guys are not placing this line. 90% of you do not know what a stop loss even means, and that's why you're not able to find success in trading. All right, don't ever forget, guys, the stop loss here, it's there for your protection. It helps you take the small loss instead of taking the big loss. All right, now I like to place the stop loss on the signal bar, but I've been noticing a lot of my customers and a lot of you guys out there are placing your stop on the entry bar. And I can't say that one is right or wrong. Remember that trading is very discretionary. 97% of traders lose money, so you have to do your own due diligence. But I think if you place the stop here, it's not horrible, but you have to be mindful that this is a very, very tight stop, and the only risk you run is if the market gives you like one of these. You see this, how you see this bar right here, right? How this one kind of gave you a very long wick on this candle before taking off. So one of the risks that you might run if you have a really tight stop is you might get taken out too soon, which is why I like to place my stop 1 or 2 ticks below the signal bar, not the entry bar. Makes sense, ladies and gentlemen? So that's really it. There was nothing complicated about this strategy or indicator or technique, if you will. It's just simply following a mechanical, rule-based system. And I challenge anybody out there to tell me if you can come up with something better than this, all right? But anyway, so if we zoom this bad boy out, I'm going to just show you the morning session here. I mean, just look at this thing take off like a rocket ship, all right? Stop loss is right here. Entry is right here. It never got touched, okay? As the market just ripped hard. And I'm going to move this over to lunchtime, okay? So at least my lunchtime, you know, I try to disconnect around 11:45, 12 p.m. So this is lunchtime right here. Now again, folks, right? This right here is the start of the morning session, and here's lunchtime. I've told you this repeatedly. There is so much action just in the morning session. I'm talking couple hours a day. If you're good, right? You still have to know what you're doing. You still have to have the right mindset and risk to reward profile. But at the end of the day, you've seen the power of 2 things, right? Number 1, a simple strategy. And number 2, just the morning session. Now you can trade after lunch. I mean, if we zoom in here, let's zoom back in, and like here's like, you know, lunchtime, so this is like 12 p.m. to about 3 p.m. Central Time, by the way. I mean, you can see that, yeah, we got a short signal. This ended up, you know, being stopped out for a 1-bar loser, and then we got a nice long signal here, and this ended up running for, I don't know, 9 or 10 bars. So I mean, I guess if you were trading after lunch, you probably still made money, but it doesn't even come close to the morning session, right? I mean, it's night and day. And same thing on the S&P, folks, all right? Same exact thing on the S&P. You're going to find all of these indices kind of move in lockstep. Beautiful long to start the morning session. The thing just ripped all day, and then you got, you know, some signals after lunch. So you can kind of tell that the S&P 500 and the NAS looked very, very similar to each other. So look, guys, here's what I want you to take away from watching this video. Number one, understand and recognize that the market is just like us. It's going to have mood swings, right? Like last week, the market was depressed, it was angry, it was sad, it just dropped like a stone. Now, Friday and today, the market was upbeat, it was in a good mood, it was happy, right? So if you have any hopes and desires of wanting to become a successful trader, well, number one, you have to recognize that the market's going to go up and the market's going to go down, and that's not within your control, right? The only thing you can do realistically is try to look for very, very good risk-reward profiles, just like I had outlined for you here in my sample use case, right? And this was just 3 items. Look for a good signal, then look for a good entry, and of course, always look for a logical place to put your stop loss. I mean, that's it. I don't know if I could dumb this down any more than I already have. And when you catch a big move like this, you're just going to be patting yourself on the back. Speaking of which, congrats to every one of you guys who caught this move, man. I got all your text messages. I apologize if I can't respond back to everybody, okay? But I appreciate you sending your feedback. It makes me feel really good that, you know, you guys are finding even a little bit of success with a very simple but very powerful strategy. All right, so we're going to see what happens tomorrow, the rest of the week, the rest of the month. Maybe the market continues to stay happy. I don't think so. I think we're going to see the market give back some of these gains, and all I'm going to be looking for, folks, is I'm going to be looking for this volume indicator to turn red, and that's my potential clue to start looking for shorts. Just like today, when the volume indicator turned green, I'm going to start looking for longs. Makes sense? So hey guys, thanks again for all your feedback. I want you to go out there and continue to crush it. Guys, that'll do it for this video. If you'd like to get your hands on this powerful volume indicator, then get in touch, call, text, email, whatever's convenient, and I'd be happy to hook you up with a free one-on-one demo, really show you how this volume indicator is going to supercharge your trading. Guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next trade.